I am British, and I'm proud to be British. I've always been proud to be British. I've had this feeling inside me of patriotism. I live in a country that celebrates its past, its strong past, its Victorian past, where we led the world in just about everything we did, and I'm proud of what we accomplished in the 2 world wars, and I'm proud of how we've always been somewhat at the forefront of Western society and civilization since medieval time onwards. It feels like, at least that's what we've been told in schools and literature, British literature. And there's moments where I haven't been proud to be British. There's moments in our history where I've been ashamed of what we've done to people and others. The things we've done in India, things we did in medieval times to witches, and those things are, I'll never truly know them and I'll never truly understand them, but when I hear about them I don't feel proud to be British. And I've always been left-wing, and when we voted 2 consecutive Conservative governments into power amid the first as a coalition in the most recent times, at those points I haven't been too proud, but I've always accepted this country's faults, and I've moved with them, and I've continued to be pleased to live here. I've continued to enjoy this country. Yesterday there was the EU referendum, and I voted to remain, as did 48.1% of the population, leaving 51.9% voting to leave the EU. And I was watching the results live, and at about 1:30 in the morning, as the first results came in, and it was looking somewhat evident that Leave was getting more votes than we expected. They might push it towards an overall leave. It was the first time it really dawned on me that we might leave the EU, that our civilization might favour isolation over community. Perhaps it's residual feelings of empire that we lost, and perhaps it's just British mentality of not liking anyone else. But it was the first time I felt genuinely alone as a nation, as I was genuinely disappointed by the way the people of this nation acted and behaved, and it's genuinely disappointing to me in a way that I wasn't expecting. And only recently David Cameron resigned, or will resign in October, from his position as leader of the Conservative Party because he's not right-wing enough to lead anymore. Because it's hard to even say that Leave was the right-wing choice. It feels right-wing, but the only parties supporting it were UKIP and probably BNP and Boris Johnson, but he's not a party, though he might as well be. So I guess it is the right-wing choice, but when you have Conservatives and Labour on the same side, you can't help but think that that's the correct side. But we voted Leave. For whatever reason, it happened, and I now live in a country that did that. And I can look in our history and look for strength in the times to come. I can look for power and British dominance, but we don't live in that world anymore, and I thought that we were stronger together. I thought that the progression and the future of this country and this world is through uniting and through combined strength, but clearly the majority of people in this country do not think that's the way to go, and I feel that's stagnating us. But if I look for a silver lining in all of this, I don't find one. And that upsets me the most of all, because I look for silver linings. I feel that every bad event can find one, but the recent month really, I've struggled to find any silver lining of what's been in the news. But things can only get better, I guess.